It's enough to snow us in our homes, and definitely enough to keep us off the roads. The most snow that fell over a 24-hour period in Tulsa happened March the 8th and 9th, 1994. The snow topped off at almost 13 inches. Snow can be beautiful unless you have to drive on it. As we saw last week, accidents are common anytime we see snow, and accidents are likely when we have ice.
1.466.
To learn to be a better driver, I spent some time with Randy Jacoby. He teaches here at the OSU Oklahoma City Precision Driving Training Center. His students learn safer driving in the classroom, then take what they've learned to the driving course.
Our main purpose here is to make people drive more safely. And if they do that, then we'll cut down the accidents that's happening out on the highways.
To reduce accidents, companies send employees here to learn evasive steering and emergency stopping. Randy also teaches how to be a better driver on snow and ice. I asked him to give me a crash course, so to speak.
We're going to go out in the skid car, and the skid car is a device that's made in Sweden, and it's to teach you how to avoid skids, and if you go into the skids, how to come out of the skid. That's what it was designed for.
To simulate the loss of traction on snow and ice, this device raises the tires slightly off the pavement.
Okay, 25, 20.
While I was getting warmed up, I asked Randy one of the causes of winter weather accidents.
Most people oversteer the car. We get by a lot of things on dry pavement or low speeds that we can't get by with at higher speeds or on slick pavement. And so that's when things really happen.
And that's when it happened for me. Whoa, baby! Randy said one of the most common mistakes is driving too fast.
Slow down. You think 25 is safe, then you better drop it down to 15. Always drop 10 more miles an hour off. That's kind of what I live by.
Another tip when trying to stop on slick roads, don't pump the brakes. That's because most of today's newer vehicles have anti-lock braking systems, or ABS. Let it do the work for you.
Steer it. Brake steer. Straighten wheels up, straighten wheels up, straighten wheels up. Oh, now come on, make a turn. See?
Randy calls this a front wheel skid. When it happens to you, straighten up the steering wheel. This will allow you to regain some control. Also, Randy said when your rear wheels are skidding, be sure to turn into the skid. This will also allow you to regain control. I think the best advice he gave me is to stay very focused, keep both hands on the wheel, and slow down. Before you travel in winter weather, make sure your car is ready. Get a mechanic to check your antifreeze, belts, and tire pressure. Your car should also carry a flashlight, blankets, extra clothing, a first aid kit, ice scraper, booster cables, and a small shovel. Also, travel with a mobile phone and stay on the main roads that have been cleared first. Finally, make sure you always have at least a half a tank of gas. You don't want to run out, and the added weight of the gas provides better traction. Remember, slow down. It's always better to be late than to never make it. You know, driving around Tulsa isn't the only tricky part about weathering winter. With the holiday season here, a lot of us are also thinking about travel plans. Coming up, get a bird's eye view of what's being done to keep you safe in the skies. Plus, we'll take a look at the snowiest seasons on record when we come back. If you're not ready for winter yet, just listen to this. Tulsa sometimes sees up to 2 feet of the white stuff in a season. Last season, we totaled 20.4 inches of snow, but that wasn't the snowiest on record. The big winter, well, was the winter of 1923. Then we had 25.6 inches of snow.
Holiday travel. It can be a challenge under even the best of conditions, and when winter weather strikes, a simple flight can become a real nightmare, especially when just a slight temperature shift can mean the difference between rain and a wintry mess.
So I'm here at the 138th Fighter Wing to show what weather conditions both on the ground and in the sky can affect air travel.
Before I can fly, life support suits me up with a helmet, harness, even special equipment to deal with G-force. That's how many times over the force of gravity is felt on your body. During my flight, I'll feel over 6 Gs. Then a quick lesson on how to eject from the aircraft in case of emergency, and even a stop at the F-16 simulator, where they're already able to show me how different types of weather can affect flying. Finally, it's time to meet up with my pilot, Major Dave Gross. He flies both F-16s and for American Airlines, and he knows just how important it is for pilots and passengers to watch the weather.
You know that the weather is going to be poor the next day, freezing precipitation, snow, or low visibilities. I would plan ahead for delays.
But no problems like that today, so we're off and straight up into the atmosphere. The plane also carries a camera, and here's what takeoff looks like from our vantage point. Notice the display includes where our plane is on the horizon, how high we are in feet, even how many G's we've pulled.
Okay, here come the G's. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Woo!
We go through loops and rolls where I see firsthand the speed maneuverability of an F-16. I even try my hand at flying.
So if I try a roll, you'll back me up, right?
Absolutely, I got you.
Okay.
I got your back.
Okay, I'm gonna go left this time.
All right, ready? Yeehaw!
But before long, we're back in the clouds talking about the weather again. First, about problems with visibility.
Fog and clouds, it all looks...
3 Delta Golf, I don't have any.
Then, about other flight challenges, such as turbulence and even icing.
It makes your wings or your airfoil totally unaerodynamic. So it's like a block of ice as opposed to a slick wing.
Before we know it, we're back out of the clouds and headed into land. But because it's not just pilots who are impacted by the weather, we do have one more stop to make.
So we're here at the Tulsa airport to find out what conditions could hamper your next trip and what the airport and airlines do to keep things moving smoothly.
Here at the Tulsa International Airport, the goal is to keep flights moving despite Mother Nature.
Tulsa International Airport has only closed once in 20 years because of weather.
Weather is responsible for many delays, though. That's a big problem, especially during the busy holiday season. So airport crews keep a close eye to the sky, ready to spring into action when winter weather strikes.
Our snow plan will go into effect when the weather drops to about 34 with anticipation of precipitation and the temperature going even lower.
Determining exactly what type of weather problem they're up against.
Located within the pavement itself are sensors which give us the surface temperature as well as the subsurface temperature and gives us kind of an idea of how well we're doing on the runways.
Then combating the weather with an arsenal of equipment. Everything from sand that won't hurt plane engines to snowplows and giant brooms. All to keep runways safe and planes flying with minimal delays. But what can you as a passenger do to be better prepared? Check weather conditions in advance. Be sure to look at the weather for your departure point, destination, and for any connections. Follow current flight information through your airline, or locally you can connect to tulsaairports.com for flight schedules and delay information. Give yourself plenty of time to get to the airport. Finally, if you do anticipate delays, be prepared. Pack items such as books, games, and snacks to make the wait more bearable. Wishing you a safe flight, Nicole Mitchell, Channel 2 works for you.
We talk a lot about sleet, snow, and freezing rain. To help you understand the difference, snow occurs when temperatures are below freezing throughout most of the atmosphere. Now, occasionally we experience snow even when the temperatures are above 32 degrees. That's because this is warmer air at the surface, but this layer of warm air is so shallow, the snow doesn't have time to melt. Sleet forms when rain or melted snow pass from a layer of warm air into air with temperatures below freezing. The layer of cold air causes the ice to freeze into ice pellets. One telltale sign of sleet is that it will often bounce when it reaches the ground. Freezing rain is often considered one of the most dangerous types of winter weather. Rain or melted snow pass from a warm layer of air into a very shallow layer of cold air at the ground. The rain becomes super cooled, but it doesn't have enough time to freeze. It freezes on contact with the ground or anything else, leading to treacherous icy conditions.
And here's another weather trivia question for you. What month and day do you think Tulsa had its earliest and latest snowfall of the season? We'll have the answer next.
Here it is, the earliest trace of snow ever recorded in Tulsa, October the 7th, 2000. And for the latest snow ever recorded, wasn't exactly a spring shower, but it was snow. It fell as late as April the 26th, 1994.
We've taken you into the clouds where snow is formed.
You've seen how to get your home ready for the cold.
And you've seen the dangers winter weather causes.
Snow or ice, you may be a better driver now. Rain or shine, we'll be here for you. That's what the Early Warning Weather Team is all about. Have a good night.